Dr. Bryan Paulose, of course, from batch 1 of BDS, Manipal University. And I graduated in the year 2014. And I'm currently the TNE manager for Straumann, Malaysia, as well as Singapore. So TNE is just short for Training and Education Manager. So it was one of those things that you sort of explored and got into. But I'm definitely enjoying this side of dentistry. What corporate dentistry is actually, it's sort of a spin-off of the typical sort of branch or another branch of dentistry that you can move into. I think some of the ones that you're already familiar with would be moving into education. Of course, we all start off with government. You have the option of pivoting into private, starting up your own practice, or joining a big group, which is becoming an emerging trend right now. So corporate dentistry is on the side where manufacturers and different companies come into play, and what you're doing, or rather what I'm doing in part, is acting as a consultant for them as a dentist. So I'm trying to bridge the gap between companies as well as dentists in order to provide good training, education, and also opportunities to speak locally and also internationally. Right. So of course, when that was also by chance, right? Because I tried for it. It's really competitive to get into King's. So I remember I wrote in around Christmas time, and the area that I took my MSc in was aesthetic dentistry, which is of course not a specialty, but of course it's a very well-respected program. And why I got into it at that point is because it provided me the flexibility to work while pursuing further education and upgrading my level of dentistry that I could provide. So of course it was a blended program where I did it in 3 years. So 2 out of the 3 were focused on clinical, whereas the 3rd year was focused mainly on research. So it was a good, well-rounded exposure where I got to learn a lot from a lot of international colleagues who were also my friends attending there, and of course very good program director in the form of Dr. Subir Banerjee, to which I'm very, very grateful for my exposure, and we're still in touch until today. Definitely, I mean, it was my first, the cradle of where I learned dentistry from, right? So of course, it was nice to be part of the pioneer batch, which was the first batch from Manipal University. And I think definitely learning from all the teachers, mentors, friends there has definitely shaped my clinical as well as soft skills in dentistry. So I'd say that Manipal has come leaps and bounds since then. They've always been very big, and they keep getting better and better. And it doesn't hurt that they're ranked number 1 university, private university in India as well. But I think coming from Manipal comes with a reputation, and more than that, I think it's the exposure and a lot of hands-on that we got, learning from the lecturers and the opportunity to do a lot of things. I think that really helped in building clinical competence as well as confidence. I think the other thing that was also built, because everyone was so tightly niche and everyone so approachable, so it made learning very fun. I would say it wasn't a didactic where you sort of spoon-fed anything. There was a lot of elements of critical thinking that was inculcated since my first year. And I'm very grateful for that. So there's this saying that says, you give a man a fish, you can live for a day. You teach a man to fish, he lives, he can live on. So I think that is a very good saying that sort of summarizes my learning with Manipal. So I'm very thankful to Manipal for teaching me and helping me in my earlier part of my professional development, even until today. I think to be very frank, right, I didn't know that I wanted to be a dentist. To be very honest, I thought I'd end up as a doctor, but I wanted to get into dentistry because of the balance and lifestyle that it offered alongside being a professional. So if you're thinking of, or you're contemplating about being a dentist, what I would advise is, go talk to someone who you feel would be helpful. What helped me was talking to the staff at Manipal, especially during my critical decision. After graduating, I didn't know what I wanted to do till then, until I spoke to the people in Manipal, and I was sold instantly on that. So go ahead and talk to the very experienced staff, the lecturers and mentors that are present there. Find out really why and what you want to do, and that's what I would say. And if you're keen on a particular thing, or if you have any ideas that are unresolved, the best way to find out for sure is just dive into it and have a chat. That's the best way, and make friends with everyone that you talk to. That will give you a better decision, but ultimately it's still your decision. So once you make it, just own it, and there are tons of opportunities. As you can see now, even corporate dentistry opened up. Tons of different prospects. The field has evolved from 5 years ago. So yeah, give it a go and explore.